That new dummy cam is great.
Yeah, it'll sure give people a whole new outlook on what it's like when you don't wear a safety belt.
I think they'll get the picture.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Last year, more than 44,000 people were killed on our nation's highways. Of course, there were healthcare workers among those fatalities. No one is immune. Most of the people killed probably considered themselves to be good drivers, but something went wrong. There are a number of reasons why accidents happen. Some of the reasons involve mechanical failure of the vehicle, drunk drivers, or careless drivers who use no common sense. 77% of all accidents are due to driver error. Most of us think that we drive well and we wouldn't be involved in an accident. Unfortunately, last year there were over 20 million automobile accidents. By learning defensive driving skills and faithfully practicing them every time we drive, we will be reducing our chances of being involved in an accident. Defensive driving is the act of driving to save lives. Successful defensive drivers possess a thorough knowledge of the traffic laws and safe driving rules. They keep their vehicles well maintained at all times. A defensive driver is always alert and aware of everything going on around them. Many accidents are due to vehicle maintenance problems. Routine maintenance and regular checks of your car's mechanical condition is an integral part of defensive driving. If you don't know how to properly maintain your car, read the owner's manual or talk with someone you trust to give you good advice. The tires should have enough tread depth and be inflated to their correct air pressure. Slick tires won't offer adequate traction or stopping power and could contribute to an accident. Periodically check your spare tire for proper inflation. Make certain you have a sturdy tire jack and tools for changing a tire if necessary. If you don't know how to change a flat tire, you should learn. The headlights, tail lights, brake lights, backing lights, turn signals, license plate lights, interior lights, and any others on the car must always be in correct working order. Burned out bulbs should be immediately replaced. Windshield wiper blades should be replaced when they become hard or frayed. Also, the wipers should be properly adjusted so they adequately remove the water from the windshield. Check the windshield wiper fluid and fill it as needed. Follow the recommendations in the owner's manual of your vehicle for routinely changing the oil and oil filter and having all moving parts of the chassis lubricated. At this time, all fluid levels, such as the brake, power steering, and transmission fluids, and the radiator coolant should be checked and filled as necessary. Air filters can usually be replaced every 6,000 miles or 6 months, unless a lot of traveling on dirt roads is done, which will require it to be replaced sooner. Have a certified mechanic periodically check the belts and hoses of your vehicle, and of course replace them as necessary. Carry an emergency road kit containing jumper cables, a few cans of pressurized air to inflate flat tires, some road flares or reflective triangles, a flashlight, a blanket, a rain slicker, an extra coat, and other items which may be needed for the particular climate or area. In a separate container, carry 1 or 2 bottles of drinking water, along with some packaged non-perishable snacks, such as trail mix or nuts. If it is affordable for you, a cellular telephone for your vehicle is a wise investment. The monthly service charge is minimal if usage is kept for necessities only. Know the emergency numbers for your cellular company and keep them and any other emergency numbers you may need in your car at all times. It is important to always have good visibility from all windows of your automobile. If the windows are iced, fogged, or just dirty, clean them before you drive, even if it's only going to be a short distance. Check all mirrors before driving your vehicle and adjust them as needed. Don't have items hanging from the rearview mirror. They can block your vision and be very distracting to your driving. If your plans call for driving in unfamiliar areas, gas your vehicle first in an area you are accustomed to. Never let the gas gauge get below 1/4 of a tank. Check the maps or obtain directions from someone in the office who knows the area you'll be traveling. Make notes of the directions to take with you if necessary. Acquire the habit of immediately locking the doors each time you enter your vehicle. For your personal safety, you should first lock the doors, second, start the engine, and third, put on your seatbelt. Every passenger in the vehicle must wear their seatbelts at all times. People are needlessly killed in accidents every day because they weren't buckled up. Airbags are very good devices and save many lives each year, but they only offer protection in head-on collisions. They don't help if hit from the side or rear, and were never designed as a substitute for wearing the seatbelt. It is extremely important to be mentally alert when you get behind the wheel of your car. Accidents are frequently caused by someone who isn't paying attention to their driving. Mental or emotional distractions, arguments, problems on the job are all things that can adversely affect the ability to drive safely and defensively. Fatigue or drowsiness due to lack of sleep or from side effects of medication are leading causes of accidents. Never drive while taking medications which cause drowsiness or other symptoms which could adversely affect your driving. Read labels and package inserts of over-the-counter medications or consult with the pharmacy. Check with your doctor or pharmacist regarding any possible side effects of prescribed medications. Never drive or allow anyone else to drive after consuming alcoholic beverages. Boredom from driving long distances without a break can produce a trance-like state referred to as highway hypnosis. This is caused by the sameness of the road and traffic, the hum of the wind, tires, and engine noise. Highway hypnosis can make you feel sleepy and unaware of the traffic around you. It can usually be avoided by constantly moving your eyes and watching the traffic, road signs, and pavement markings around you. There are other techniques to avoid highway hypnosis. Open the window a bit for some fresh air. If using the heater, turn it off or to a lower setting. If using the air conditioning, turn it to a colder setting. You can try shifting your position in the seat more frequently, listening to talk radio or a music station you normally don't tune in. Suck on hard candy. Something sour or fruit-flavored seems to work best. If you become sleepy while driving long distances, you'll have to stop at a safe location and rest. If you decide to leave your vehicle for some exercise, the area must be safe with other people close by. Never leave the engine running with the windows closed while in a parked car. Carbon monoxide gas could go undetected and kill quickly. In order to always maintain top awareness while driving, put all of your senses to use. Use your eyes, move them every few seconds. Scan the roadway directly in front of your vehicle and also well ahead of it. Check the mirrors, to the sides of the street, and the gauges of the car. Constantly watch for pedestrians. Read the signs and the traffic signals, and pay attention to the road conditions. Listen to the radio for traffic reports and weather conditions. Listen to the sounds around you for warnings such as train whistles, emergency vehicle sirens, horns of other vehicles, or any unusual noises from your car. Use your sense of smell to detect such things as exhaust fumes from your car or a burning hose. There could possibly be a fire burning nearby that you should avoid. The sense of feel is used to detect vibrations in the steering wheel that could indicate problems with the tires, wheel alignment, or brakes. Good posture is essential to safe driving. Sit erect, with the seat close enough so you don't have to reach for the pedals. Keep both hands firmly on the wheel at the 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock positions. Never drive with one leg under your body or propped up on the seat or dashboard. Keep your shoes on while driving. A shoe lodged under the brake, clutch, or accelerator pedal could cause an accident. Each time before driving away, all mirrors should be adjusted to allow optimum visibility for the driver. While driving, check your rear view mirror and side mirrors every 3 to 5 seconds. Your eyes should be constantly moving, scanning for any possible hazards. Before changing lanes, take special caution to check the blind spots on each side of your vehicle. Don't depend entirely on the mirrors. Looking over your shoulder, turn your head and quickly check to each side of your vehicle, taking your eyes off the road ahead only for an instant. You should frequently scan the roadway ahead where your vehicle will be in the next 10 to 15 seconds. Doing this will allow you to have adequate time, should you need it, to maneuver your vehicle or take any other needed action according to the road and traffic conditions ahead. With normal city traffic conditions, 10 to 15 seconds of driving time covers approximately 1 to 2 blocks. When driving in city traffic, you should frequently scan at least 1 to 2 blocks ahead. Children running into the street, drivers opening car doors, and vehicles entering your lane of traffic are examples of actions for which you must be alert. On the highway, 10 to 15 seconds is about 1/4 of a mile. Because of the higher rate of speed, it is very important in highway traffic to look ahead, check your mirrors, and plan your actions accordingly to avoid any possible hazardous situations. Backing up should be avoided whenever possible. If you must back up, follow these rules. The most important thing is to check behind your vehicle before you get in. Children and pets are difficult to see from the driver's seat. Turn your head and look over your shoulder when backing the car. Don't depend on your mirrors or look out a side window. Always back slowly to avoid accidents. Be aware of the meanings of all road signs and pavement markings. It would be wise to obtain a copy of your state's driver's license manual and review these items and any others which you may need to refresh your knowledge. A traffic signal is an electronic road sign which is designed to provide an orderly flow of traffic within an intersection. The colors in these signals, green, yellow, and red, are uniform throughout the United States. At some intersections, there are signals with arrows to indicate the proper directions of travel. Pay particular attention to these arrows. Directions of travel indicated are protected only when the arrow is green for that particular lane. A green light means you must yield to oncoming traffic in order to turn if a turn is allowed. Pavement markings are painted lines on streets and highways. This type of information is important to driving safely. Railroad crossings can be dangerous intersections. Always pay attention to crossings and obey the signals given immediately. Even if there is a lighted signal or gate at a railroad crossing, you should still slow down as you approach the tracks. No matter how familiar you are with a particular crossing, slow down and look both ways for an approaching train every time you arrive at any railroad crossing, and listen for the train whistle before you get on the tracks. Never try to beat a train at a crossing. Giving the correct turn signal should be an automatic reaction each time you make a turn or lane change. This lets other drivers know your intentions, causes less confusion, and creates a safer driving environment. You should give the correct signal by turning on your blinker at least 100 feet before making the turn. When changing lanes, give the appropriate signal. At expressway speeds, it is best to signal at least 5 seconds before making a lane change. Once you have completed the turn or lane change, check to be certain your signal is turned off to avoid confusing other drivers. And don't rely on other drivers to give the correct signals. At times, other drivers give a wrong signal or no signal at all. Sometimes they leave signal lights on after turning or changing lanes. Never make your moves based on another driver's signals until you are absolutely certain of their intentions. Traffic flows much smoother if turns at intersections are made from the correct lane into the correct lane. When making a left turn from a 4-lane street into another 4-lane street, enter the left lane of travel well ahead of the intended turn. To properly complete the left turn, enter into the inside lane of the street. If you then want to change into the right lane, you may do so when traffic allows. For a right turn from a 4-lane street onto another 4-lane street, turn from the right-hand lane into the far right-hand lane. Don't make a wide swing and turn into the center lane. There is another important factor to remember for safe turning. When waiting for the opportunity to safely turn, always stop your vehicle behind the painted stop line. Never pull out into the middle of the intersection to wait. Keep your wheels straight until you are ready to make your turn. If your wheels are turned, should you be rear-ended, you could be pushed into the path of an oncoming vehicle. Excessive speed is the direct cause of approximately 25% of all fatal accidents. The field of vision narrows at faster speeds. Increased speeds affect the driver's ability to recognize hazards outside this narrow field of vision. Research has proven that after exceeding the speed of 50 miles per hour, the chances of being killed in an automobile accident double with each 10 miles per hour increase in speed. The State Highway Department studies each highway and determines safe speed limits to keep the traffic flowing safely and smoothly. The posted speed limits are for ideal road and weather conditions. Stopping distances are increased with speed. It will take 78 more feet to stop your vehicle when it is traveling at 60 miles per hour than it would to stop it at 50 miles per hour. During bad weather, use common sense and adjust your speed according to the driving conditions. Plan your time wisely. Always allow yourself adequate time to get to your appointments. When another driver makes a mistake or you encounter a hazardous situation, you need time to react so an accident can be avoided. By maintaining adequate space between your vehicle and the other vehicles around you, you will have that needed reaction time to brake or maneuver to avoid a dangerous situation ahead on the roadway. When you follow another vehicle too closely, your forward view is blocked. Most rear-end collisions are caused by following too closely. The 2-second rule helps maintain the proper front and rear space between vehicles. This is how the 2-second rule works. Observe the rear bumper of the car traveling in the lane in front of you. As it passes a fixed object or point, such as a pole at the side of the roadway, a sign, or some other type marker, begin to count 1001, 1002. If the front of your vehicle reaches the marker before you've finished counting, you are following too closely and should begin to slow down and put more space between the two vehicles. Begin the count again from a fixed point until your car is at least 2 seconds behind the car in front of you. You must also realize that the 2-second rule applies only under ideal traffic conditions, ideal driver fitness, and ideal weather conditions. If any of these 3 conditions are adverse, the 2-second plus rule should be used. This means to increase the following distance by at least 1 second for each adverse condition which applies. For example, if it's raining, you should increase your following distance by at least 3 seconds or more. If the traffic is heavy and it is raining, the following distance should be increased by at least 4 seconds. In an instance where the driver is tired from a hard day, the traffic is heavy, and it is raining, the following distance should be increased to at least 5 seconds. The 2-second plus rule also pertains to being crowded from behind by another vehicle. By keeping extra room between your car and the car in front of you, you will have extra time to slow down gradually, if necessary, and avoid being struck from behind in a sudden stop. Passing another vehicle on a 2-lane road can be a dangerous task. Ask yourself if the few minutes or seconds you will gain are worth the risk you must take. Determine if the pass can be made safely and if you are in a legal passing zone. Is the roadway wet or slick? Is the traffic heavy? Is there sufficient distance to make the pass safely? After examining the situation and determining that it is indeed safe to pass, follow these procedures. Maintain a safe following distance. Never pull up too close to the rear of the car you are passing. If you are too close, your ability to see down the road will be limited, and you could rear-end the vehicle should it be required to make a sudden stop. While maintaining the proper following distance, look ahead of the vehicle you're planning to pass. Give your left turn signal. Check your rearview mirror, and also look over your shoulder to check the blind spot that you can't see with your mirrors. If everything is right, accelerate and enter the oncoming lane. Once you have successfully completed the pass and have sufficient clearance to re-enter the lane, give your right turn signal and check your mirrors and blind spots. If the lane is clear, smoothly move back into it. Caution must be taken when passing large trucks from either direction, as they create heavy wind turbulence which can literally blow your vehicle off the road. This same effect can also pull your vehicle into the truck and cause an accident. When encountering a large truck, keep a firm grip on the steering wheel, expect this turbulence, and be prepared for it. Right-of-way laws aid safe travel. Along with right-of-way rules go courtesy and common sense. Never insist on taking the right-of-way. If another driver doesn't yield to you when he should, forget it and yield to them. It could avoid an accident. Pedestrian crossings at intersections or any marked crosswalk always have the right-of-way. When two vehicles on different streets or highways simultaneously approach a four-way stop intersection, the driver on the right has the legal right-of-way in most states. When turning left, yield the right-of-way to all vehicles in the oncoming lanes until there is safe enough distance to complete your turn. Allow enough time for the oncoming vehicle to stop should your vehicle stall. Turning on divided multi-lane highways requires careful observation of the lanes you must cross to successfully complete your turn. Expressway driving doesn't have to be a terrifying experience. There are special driving methods and skills unique to expressway driving which must be mastered. When entering the expressway ramp, make certain that you turn onto the on-ramp and not the off-ramp. Entrances and exits are sometimes close together and in some cases can be confused. Always check the signs, as "Do Not Enter" and "Wrong Way" signs should be posted. Always know the direction you should be traveling. Observe the numbered highway signs to ensure that you are traveling the correct direction. Correct timing and good judgment are necessary to merge smoothly with the traffic on the expressway. Give your signal, and carefully watching the expressway traffic, enter into the lane when there is adequate space to safely merge with the flow of the traffic. At that point, turn off your directional signal. Obey the speed limit at all times. Never drive below the lowest allowed speed, as it could cause an accident or impede the flow of traffic. Keep a close eye on the other traffic by checking the rear view and side mirrors every few seconds. On expressways, traffic is moving fast, so things happen quickly. Drive in one of the closer right-hand lanes of the expressway. Avoid the faster left-hand lanes unless exiting to the left or passing. Remember to always use the turn signals when making any lane changes. Plan ahead while traveling on the expressways. Observe highway signs indicating approaching exits. Give your signal and move to the correct lane well in advance of your exit. When you approach the exit you are taking, give your signal again and enter the off-ramp. Slow to the posted speed. If you should miss your exit, never stop on the expressway or attempt to back up on the expressway shoulder. This is extremely dangerous and also a traffic offense. The only thing you can do is to proceed to the next exit and adjust your route from there. Extra caution is required when driving at night. Reduce your speed, as darkness limits your sight distance, therefore lessening your decision-making time if you encounter a hazardous situation. Turn your headlights on anytime you're unable to see an object 500 feet away. Apply this rule when driving in bad weather, fog, dust, or any factor which would cause your visibility to be decreased. Don't blind other drivers with your headlights. Use high beams whenever possible for better vision, but dim them at least 500 feet before an approaching vehicle reaches you. Dim your headlights no less than 200 feet behind any vehicle that you are following. When meeting an oncoming vehicle at night, don't look directly into their headlights, as it could temporarily blind you and cause an accident. Instead, look toward the right edge of your lane at the pavement markings and watch oncoming traffic, using your peripheral vision just for the time it takes the car to pass. When rain begins to fall, it mixes with the dust, oil, and leaves on the surface of the pavement and makes a very slippery combination. This is one of the most dangerous times to drive. Always maintain a safe driving interval, as stopping distances will increase 8 to 10 times. Keep 8 to 10 times more distance between your vehicle and the vehicle in front of you than is normal. Take special care at curves and turns. Excess speed combined with rain may cause your vehicle to hydroplane. This means the tires are riding on a layer of water and aren't in contact with the surface of the road. This situation causes loss of steering control, failure to stop properly, and could cause your vehicle to skid out of control. Hydroplaning can be avoided by slowing your speed. Tires with adequate tread and proper inflation will also reduce hydroplaning. If your vehicle begins to hydroplane, ease off the accelerator and allow the vehicle to slow down. Don't hit the brakes. This could cause you to lose control. Driving in fog and falling snow are dangerous driving conditions. If you have no choice and must drive, use your headlights on low beam. Using the high beam of your headlights in fog and falling snow will cause the light to reflect back at you, causing a glare. Drive slower in fog and snow and be ready to stop quickly if necessary. Be alert and prepared for the unexpected. Driving on ice and snow presents unique driving problems. First, the vehicle windows and exterior mirrors should be clear of snow or ice to ensure the best possible visibility. Non-freezing windshield washer fluid should be kept in the reservoir for cleaning the windshield. If necessary, use snow tires or chains on your vehicle. Be aware that even with snow tires or chains in place, your stopping distances are greatly increased. Don't attempt to drive the normal posted speed limits on ice or snow. Slow down and use common sense. Regular snow tires are of little benefit on ice. Pay special attention when approaching curves or bridges, even when the snow and ice has melted off the roadways. On bridges, air circulates beneath the structure, causing the moisture to freeze. Should your vehicle go into a skid, don't apply the brakes or use the gas pedal. As your vehicle begins to slide, turn your wheels in the same direction of the skid. Once you regain control, gently accelerate or brake as necessary. To avoid skids, drive at a slower speed on wet, slippery roadway surfaces. Keep adequate distance between your car and the one in front of you. Slow your speed as you approach curves and intersections, even when you have the right-of-way. Avoid quick stops. Pump your brakes to slow or stop. If your car is equipped with anti-lock brakes, they shouldn't be pumped. When driving standard shift vehicles, shift to a lower gear when going down steep hills or slowing down your speed. Driving on dirt or gravel roads presents special driving problems, and special care must be taken. There are no lane markings and often no shoulder to pull off on if necessary. These roads have rough surfaces and often large potholes. Drive on the right side of the road at a slow enough speed to allow enough room for stopping distance. You should always use your headlights on narrow country or mountain roads. Reduce your speed when going around curves or over hills on country roads. Because of the isolation, not all drivers you meet will be on the correct side of the road. Also, frequently because of the narrow shoulders, drivers on country roads will drive closer to the center of the road than is normal on a paved highway. The possibility of rocks being kicked up into your windshield or of your vision being obscured by the dust of a passing vehicle are also problems encountered on dirt or gravel roads. For these reasons, keep a lengthy following distance between your vehicle and others. You should use the 2-second plus rule and drive with your headlights on to be easily seen. When approaching an intersection, always assume that it is an uncontrolled intersection with no signs. You should be prepared to stop and yield to other traffic. Reduce your speed when driving on muddy roads, as they can be very hazardous, and decrease your control of the car. Stay alert, drive carefully, and be prepared. When driving through mud holes, it's best to drive at a slow, steady pace and refrain from applying the brakes too quickly or accelerating too quickly. To avoid a head-on collision if another vehicle is coming toward you in your lane of traffic, you should slow down and pull off the road to the right if possible. You shouldn't drive to the left to avoid this vehicle. The other driver may recover control, realize what is happening, and turn back into his lane, resulting in both vehicles colliding head-on. If for some reason you should accidentally run off the roadway, don't panic. Remain calm, take your foot off the accelerator, and allow the vehicle to slow down. Apply the brakes gently. Don't press them too hard or quickly, as it could cause your vehicle to skid, resulting in lost control of it. Don't oversteer. Your tires could dig into the ground and cause you to flip the vehicle. Once your vehicle is slowed down or stopped, you may then ease back onto the road when the traffic is clear. Defensive driving is more than just cautious driving. It also requires common sense, courtesy, and knowing the rules of the road. Driving defensively saves time, money, and lives. Be aware that other drivers aren't necessarily safe drivers. Be prepared to take evasive action if necessary.